Today to record another live tarot reading for you guys. This is for basically everyone, all signs. It's general reading. If you're private reading, you can check out my website and book it through there, oracledaphne.com. All the links are going to be in the description box. I've gotten caught up a little bit on my editing, so the links should all be in there, but if for some reason you have any questions about how to book a reading, you can always reach out to me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com. So I do want to say I'm also partnering with Jackery. If you want to check out their solar power generators, I do recommend everyone get one at this time. It would be very beneficial and helpful for everybody to have one. Today I am going to be pulling some life path archetypes from my life path archetype collection that I have. Basically, it's just like it's a bowl that's got like all these handwritten and then some are typed life paths. This is basically not to replace anybody's free will. And basically reminding everybody that if there is a path that comes out that is more negative and it's something that you wish to change, then you can always switch paths. So I made this because I started to notice people's, I started to notice patterns in people's lives and their decisions and things that I was noticing with readings with clients, and how some people's paths were more straight and some people's were more winding that had unexpected things. And I also made this because I lost someone very close to me, and I've talked about him before on my channel, but the reason that I feel like I lost him was because he did not believe that he needed to switch paths. He believed that all he needed to do was stay on the same path and make small changes. And a lot of us do that. A lot of us, make that decision, but it doesn't really change the fact that we're really unhappy, or it doesn't change the overall problem. It may solve a temporary situation. It may temporarily make things better, but then really what happens is that it's like the other shoe drops, or like the things that were causing, like the root of the problem, kind of comes back up again. So I just want everybody to keep in mind that no matter how much they feel like they're backed into a corner in life, or how much they are not liking the path that they're on, they can always switch paths. You have free will. Sorry, there's a lot of fruit flies in here today. I showed in my other videos these basil. I have these basil plants growing in some water, so the fruit flies in here are loving the water situation. But yeah, I am going to jump in and pull some paths and see what we get. Oh, okay. So you guys got the forest path. You can see the top, it says forest. It's actually a really beautiful path, the forest path. And when I say path, it just means sort of like a general energy that that is sort of like a general direction and general energy where things are going to be kind of a certain way. It's hard to describe it, but if you imagine it as being like a path that you're going down in life, kind of like what you can expect or not expect on certain paths. And the forest path is sunny and beautiful and sweet. I did write on this, have you ever tried forest honey? It's really good stuff. This path is about a little bit about hunting and gathering, kind of like where you're focused on family, you're focused on food, maybe pets. This is living a very like organic and clean lifestyle also, or some kind of self-sustaining lifestyle. So some of you may have a garden, may compost. You may live kind of like a, zero waste or nearly zero waste lifestyle. There's a lot of things that maybe you do to kind of reuse things, and yeah, your life is, you make a lot on this path, and some of you actually might spend a lot of time outside. You might actually spend a lot of time in the woods. Um, this is also having kind of like a, off-grid perspective, or maybe thinking about living off-grid. It's also about living a very progressive lifestyle where there's a lot of home-baked meals, and I wrote, imagine a person hiking through a forest, happily foraging wild herbs and mushrooms with a companion, going home and pickling those herbs and later making dinner with their partner, who is also their best friend. This path is warm and full of good cheer. There may be some surprises on this path because the path does wind its way and you never know what creatures might pop up. The connection to water is present on this path, and you may find a great amount of emotional contentment here. You may also be like the squirrel, dashing here and there, grocery shopping and hoarding beans and rice, or you may be more like the mother deer, taking care of her young fawns, trying to make sure everyone is fed and happy. I do oftentimes see the Six of Cups, a card, as being similar to this, in the sense that there's a lot of focus on being at home, maybe working from home for some people, but taking care of kids, taking care of pets, and things like that. This is about learning or relearning how to cook and bake and grow your own food. It's also there's other things here too. It says I'm maybe simply about the weather, as the forest has sunny spots as well as shade. So be mindful of where you are and what the weather is like. Stay alert. Go with friends or a loyal dog. So, like, I would, yeah, be mindful of the weather. And sometimes weather can be weird. Like the other day, it was raining here, like really hard, and it very rarely gets that way. And the whole town kind of got quiet, and I fell asleep for like 3 hours. And like I couldn't help it. And I went to the store yesterday, and the girl at the checkout was like, "Yeah, man, I really wanted to take a nap at that time." She's like, "I'm so tired." It's the weather. The weather here where I live has been strangely cold, and today is like 72 degrees, but it's like been very strangely cold. And I just I don't know. It feels weird. Like the weather lately has felt weird, but I also am getting with this forest path. I remember a conversation that I had with someone about a long time ago about how some relationships, and I'm just going to say this, some relationships are very sunny with a few dark spots, like a few clouds. Same with like location, like with Ellensburg, usually it's very sunny. It has not a lot of rain. It does have snow, but not a lot. It's just mostly sunny a lot of the time. And there are other places, say like for instance, like Seattle, or places that have a lot more rain, or or just like they're kind of overcast a lot. Where there's not as much sunshine. It's more like the opposite, right? Where it's more overcast. So some relationships are like that, where it's mostly overcast and there's a few bright, sunny spots. And I guess my question to you guys is, which would you rather have? Would you rather have the relationship that was mostly sunny with a few clouds? Or would you rather have the relationship that was mostly cloudy with a few bright spots? Or would you want something in the between? Sorry, we got some noise. We got some noise here today. So to me, it's like the forest path is actually, to me, one of the more beautiful paths. It's more relaxed. It's more easygoing. It's like less stressful than some of the other paths. And to me, it's about getting a lot done. The hunting and gathering thing to me is like going and getting groceries, making meals, maybe not a lot, of like, you know, again, highs or lows. It's more consistent. Um, and for most of you, the kind of relationships that you're going to be getting into, or if you haven't already, is a relationship where it's mostly sunny, where it's like you get along, you actually have a good relationship, and there's a few moments where it's not the best, but it's actually mostly sunny. It's actually mostly a good, positive relationship. So I do like to see that. I'm going to see if there's any other things that want to come out of this. Huh. Some of you may have like musical gifts. You may be taking some kind of like music lessons. I don't know why this is coming out now, but you also like maybe just be playing a lot of music, maybe concerts or going to concerts. Because this popped out, I actually feel like really good vibe from this. Really, really good vibes from this. Some of you do have. I pulled like the gypsy soul. Like, it's not a path. It's a little piece of paper that I had written down, and it's part of the stuff that I've got in this bowl. And it's so some of you do have a gypsy soul. Some of you do feel better when you're free to be single or you're free to live your life and you're not tied down to anything or anyone. The problem is that as much as you may feel better when you're single, there's also that part of you, for some of you, that feel also kind of like the void or like it's lonely when you're single. But like the hard part is like when you're in a relationship, you may not feel like yourself. You might not like it. You might not like how it feels. It's very difficult for a gypsy soul person to find a good match, to find someone that's going to make them feel fulfilled. Because the person with the gypsy soul has a need for adventure, has a need for change, has a need to feel like the fire of life, you know? Like the gypsy soul person is not going to be satisfied if they're at like a 9 to 5 job or doing the same thing every day. They're not going to be satisfied if they get into a relationship where it's kind of drudgery or very controlling or there's manipulation. It's just the kind of thing where the gypsy soul person has to they have to be free to play their music, to live their life, to go here or there, to try new things. And a butterfly just went by. I just love it. So yeah, there's a something coming through about the gypsy soul. Let me see what else. I'm just gonna check my chat here real quick, guys. Some of you do want to, like, some of you who are single are looking for a relationship. There was another thing that came out about loving yourself and feeling worthy. So there's something to be learned there, especially those of you who are single and wanting a relationship. There's also something about needing to understand. I pulled the retriever path, and the retriever path is needing to understand the types of love that the types of love that exist. And that even if we don't always get into a relationship or have the kind of relationship that we want, it's important to understand the different types of love and to understand and be open to having love in all forms. And like for like a long time, I was the kind of person that was like, yes, but I want a relationship. Yes, but I want a relationship. And the funny thing was is that I needed to understand that there's different types of love. Like not everybody is able to love you in the way that you want them to or need them to. Not everybody is going to be able to give you romantic love. Not everybody's going to be able to love you as a friend. Not everybody's going to be able to love you unconditionally. Ideally, if everybody loved each other unconditionally, then we wouldn't have any problems. But because people that are quote unquote looking for love, a lot of times they're looking for a specific type of love. Maybe they're looking for romantic love. But because they're wanting something specific, they're not open to love in all forms. They're not necessarily being really loving in general. It's like they're looking for a needle in a haystack kind of thing. And I want to encourage everyone that's watching to start to really understand that, yes, there are relationships that you can have that are available to you, but until you really understand the different types of love and maybe like understand better, like that's actually more important that you're a loving human being on this planet than finding the needle in the haystack that's going to be the relationship that's going to be like take you to that happily ever after spot. You know, it's more important that you understand love itself. There's a couple other things popping out here. There's something about, first of all, there's something about getting back together with an ex. I'm seeing that. I'm also seeing something about cheating that's coming up. Maybe it's a third party situation. You or a partner is cheating. Maybe for some of you, this is sleeping with someone who's cheating. There's also something about sensuality that's coming out here too, embracing like your five senses and kind of being, some of you may be very sensuous or just very like tactile. Some of you need to have more sex, like I'm seeing that. Maybe you're not, having as much sex as you would like. I do see some foodies showing up here, so like baking and cooking and stuff, having some like maybe some food cravings. Some of you who are in a long-term relationship, there's like a long-term problem that maybe you have with a partner, and I don't know what that's going to be. Some of you do have long-term problems with things, like it's maybe it's with your diet. Maybe it's like you're constantly trying to be healthy. Some of you are going to unexpectedly meet someone that's going to become a life partner. For some of you, unexpectedly, your partner is gonna, I see them like walking maybe into breakfast one day and saying, I want a divorce or something like that. It's unexpected. A partner may go and paperwork for like a separation or some kind of legal thing where they say I want a legal separation or filing for divorce, or there's something unexpected about it though, where it's like you might be thinking everything is business as normal, but then they come out of it, they file for divorce. Some of you are going to be going out on dates. I do see some dating. And I do see, for some of you, a death in family. This is someone that's older in the family. Could be like a great aunt, great uncle. For some of you, it's an uncle that's not that old, 70s maybe. It's an aunt for some of you that's not that old, 60s maybe. I do see a grandfather for someone. For a few, it's a grandmother, but I'm seeing more grandfather, like the male. Some of you really need to work on living a full life. And what is living a full life? Well, at the end of the day, all we really have is time. That's all we have. Some people say that time doesn't exist, but we know that we have a certain amount of time because we die. So whether time doesn't exist or it does exist, we only have what we have here. Whether we measure it one way or other, it's measured, right? So I would tell you that you need to spend your time wisely and do things that are free and do things that make you happy. Some of you are working a lot and having like you're working multiple jobs, but you're not living life at all. So some of you really need to work on living your life, whatever that means for those of you who are watching, whatever that ends up meaning to you. I do want to end this reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching and being amazing fans and followers. Please donate. Please book readings. It's very helpful for me because I am not able to monetize my channel at this time still. It's going to take probably, I'm going to say close to 200 more videos, maybe more, to be able to monetize my channel. So I'd appreciate any donation, even if it's just $10. Any readings that you want to book. All referrals are $10 off. Remember that. So if you refer somebody, if you've had a reading with me, you refer somebody to get $10 off my services. So it'll be $65 for half an hour. It's very reasonable. And yeah, I'll be back again for more videos. So stay tuned. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care. All the best. Bye.